before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled, all sung in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast was the new fallen snow, gave a luster at midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, and on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back. He looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was a chubby and plump he was, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. Then he turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside his nose, and giving a nod to the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team he gave a whistle, and away they all flew like a down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." I've read this book ever since I was little. Well, actually, my dad would read it to me, then to my siblings. For ever since I can remember. Unfortunately, I can't see him this year due to COVID and other circumstances that came up. But I thought it would be special for me to read it to them, but not only to the world. This has been a very long year for all of us, and it's been very hard. But one thing that this year has taught me personally is resilience. Not only myself, but to those around me. Seeing how my family has stuck strong together, and how many people's families has stuck together through something that was unexpected and completely unfair. It's given me a lot of hope for next year, because through all the divide, the injustice, the indifferences that we are facing, we have hope. The vaccine is just around the corner. And not only that, this year has taught us a lot about ourselves. We still stand up for social inequalities and injustices. We help those who desperately need it. And most of all, we learned a valuable lesson of who matters the most in our lives, and how precious our time here really is. So before I end this video, I want to say thank you to all the men and women who have been on the front lines helping those who desperately need it, whether it be in the medical field or through some sort of financial or even social aid. It's made a world of a difference. And I have hopes for next year, and I believe that next year will be far better than this one. So, goodbye to 2020, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and to the world itself, Happy Holidays, and to a very bright and shiny New Year.